Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Princess Dawiti and with me I've got a guest. You know what I'm saying?
How do you get that?
I'm kidding. I know it. Today with me I have Uphumza. I'm sure you guys have already seen her from my previous video. What did I say that video is gonna be? A few days in my life. Yes, she's the friend I went to visit from that video. So Uphumza, you can find her on Instagram at Phumza, Inati in small letters, right? I'll just like write her handle down there. So today we are talking all things motherhood content, okay?
Yes.
So we are talking about the most common things that we as young mothers do, where we get it wrong as young mothers. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Yes, friends, so where do we get it wrong? Firstly, what happens? What happens?
For me, it's always the fact that we women, we think that immediately you have a child with someone. Let me just say, mostly it's women. Immediately you have a child with somebody, you feel entitled to that person.
True.
And we forget the part this is a baby daddy. The moment you put the word baby daddy, that means it's the father of your child.
Okay.
This person doesn't belong to you. You don't have a right to tell this person, you would say, I don't want you, doing certain things.
Oh, yes, because it's not about you. It's about the child.
Yes.
You have to think about the child. Okay.
So it's that thing. And something else is the money issues. Women feel entitled to money, and that money is not your money, it's the child's money, so you shouldn't feel entitled to it. If there is a way, like when we were talking about it the other day, if there is any way, we'd rather have the father do things for the child than you getting the money, because obviously we all love money, guys. We all love money. You're gonna end up using it for your own for your own thing.
Yeah, true.
So it's those. They're not even little things. It's big issues and we know about them. It's just that it's issues we don't want to discuss as women.
Exactly.
Because it's going to be like we're attacking each other. But it's basically, it makes this relationship between you and the father of your child toxic, because
I think as well, Chomi, like another contributing factor is the fact that even baby daddy has these ideas that society has already inflicted on him. So it's very hard for me as a mother to have that honest conversation with him. So I feel like it's hard from both parties. And another contributing factor to what you're saying, I feel like it's like the people that are surrounding the child, because at the end of the day, we students, right, we both are mothers, and most of the times we're not at home. The people that are at home with our kids are the ones that are going to inflict this thing about he should do A, B, C, and D. And then when you stand up for yourself, go to like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. What do you know? Because you're a kid. You get what I'm saying? So that's where it comes. So it's not entirely like the young mothers. It's also the people that help raise this child. Because as a mother as well, you're not given your full rights as a mother to decide about what's happening with your child or what not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even when baby daddy comes and see the child, you're not there.
Yeah, man.
You're not
and
there.
They start having their own conversations. You're not there about your child, and because you don't even stay with this child, at some point it's like you're overstepping with your own child. Like, yo, you guys.
I love how somebody else said it. Like,
yo.
It's like you don't, like, guys, it's so hard. And that's why I always say that to people that say I want to have a baby because it seems cool when you're looking at me, baby girl. It's hard.
It's not
pop and flakes, babes. It's not pop and flakes. Like, I feel like really that's where we get it wrong, by listening a lot to the people that help in terms of raising the child. Another thing I feel like makes us get it wrong is the fact that, for me, we become conflicted as well. Like with this whole situation, we become conflicted because now look at me having people now that are raising my child, because obviously I'm not home all the time. What happens when I actually get married to somebody else and I have a child now in my own home? I can't even raise a child, but
And
I already have a child.
It's more like now this is your first child, but you have a child because you didn't get to raise.
And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
because you already have a kid. Like you have to go back home and go and relearn all those things that you could have mastered by now, because you're not given the opportunity to actually be a mother. So actually it's tough on those.
Bottom line is just that, guys, if you can just try to have a child that you're going to be able to raise yourself, so that you don't have a lot of these outside forces contributing in a way you're raising your child, so that it's going to make things easier for you. Yes, you have to learn from adults and everything, but at some point, as a mother, it's instincts. You want to make decisions based on like your child. There's a certain way you want your child to be treated. There's a certain way you want things to be done when it comes to your own child. But in a situation where by now you have to call somebody, an adult, and tell them, my son, I don't want my son. For instance, I have things that I don't prefer for my son. Now calling someone and telling them, look, I don't want my son to be doing this. I don't want my son to be eating this. And this person is there looking after my child. So it's more like now I don't appreciate the efforts, and I'm telling them that they cannot raise a child.
I feel like our parents as well should allow us to learn. Like, give us a chance to learn, give us a chance to raise our kid. Obviously, we can't contribute financially because we're students, but then that doesn't mean Uguti, like, I can't be fully involved, I feel like for me, one thing I battle with, it's when it comes to making decisions. Nobody allows me to make decisions for my child. It's very hard. I understand though, but like, I need to have, that thing, okay, this is what's going to happen, what do you think? Even if the decision is already made, even if they're not going to take into account even if they're not going to take into account what I'm saying, but like, give me that thing, get me involved, but okay, hear my views, and then you decide from that. And then maybe in a case where I'm asking, like, what happened with what I said should happen, then that's when you can say, oh no, I thought this could be better. At least I feel like I was part of that whole thing.
Contribute.
Exactly.
Yeah, in a way. I feel like our experiences are different, but mostly it happens a lot whereby our parents, they consume a lot of space in our children's lives. So much just that in most instances you find that young mothers, they're not called mama by their kids. Because of the setup at home. My own child, we call him my mama, and
umakhulu,
let's
just
establish that. I'll go mama to this child,
and they commonly also like make this thing of like your child should see you as a sibling. It's not wrong, but like, come on, guys.
Again, come on. This is your daughter. This is
because what December does say, you the mother. When you need to go out, you're the mother. But like, now
they remind you at that point. That's not gonna remind you, Jonah, you have a child.
Exactly.
But when it comes to decision making, they forget that thing with this person. You gave birth to this child, and you must have an input.
And I feel like also with like the fathers, that's also where they're getting it wrong, because nobody ever asks Uti like, what's popping, like, why are you behaving like this and whatnot, because it comes from that. Because when you don't have control at home, obviously there's gonna be that one person that you would want to have control over, of which is the wrong person, but at the end of the day it's because of these other people that are contributing.
And also you also feel situation, because this is both your responsibility. So now you feel that pressure to say, why am I going through this alone?
Exactly.
You are there.
Exactly.
And this is your responsibility as much as it is mine,
I got pissed off, Tommy. Umtu is going to an event. Friend, they're going to have fun.
That's how you are home, and
listen,
go anyway.
It's December, babes. I am at home, friend. It's December, I'm home. I've been home, I don't have a problem staying with my child. Honestly, I don't have a problem. Now I'm home. This person does not make efforts to like call and say, how's the baby, what it do and what not. So obviously I was put in that situation of having to find out like what's going on, which is another thing I hate, because I don't want to put someone in a situation where they feel forced to be a part or to actually, be present. Because I feel like you're not gonna do it right. You're just gonna, buy time and whatnot. I like now for me, I prefer it coming naturally,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
But okay, in some other situation, you have to come with the reinforcement.
Yeah.
You just have to, you know, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you're thinking about the child. Because for me, my child is still very young, so I don't want. Because also she's a girl. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So girls without fathers, you know how that whole situation
I
goes
know,
about,
I
you know.
know.
So while he still has a chance, let's build that.
Yes.
Like, let's work on that. But on the day that he says, no, sweetie, I don't want to be a part of this, I'm letting him
It's
go.
cool, yes.
I'm letting him go, Mina.
Because
For me,
really,
yeah,
you cannot force somebody to
just
comment.
say,
Like, there is no
I
way.
call Umuntu and he's like, what was that event, Kanen? What was that event? Umuntu is like, I'm going to an event. I'm like, don't piss me off. And I think that's my other problem for me, ne? When I don't get the response that I want from you, I get mad.
get upset.
I get mad, I get upset. And the upset part comes from all these things that you're saying. Guti, like, you know, you think back of all these other things that are happening and stuff like
and
that.
you're going through
And
all
when now you
these
enjoy
alone.
those things,
Yes.
and then I'm going through them, alone. And then now I'm trying to hit you up and you're going to an event. I was
No.
like, don't piss me off.
Now it's more
Don't
like now
piss
as
me off,
mothers.
because another thing is I don't have to remind you of your responsibility.
Exactly.
You know, Guti, the baby is here. Like, why are you acting now? And also, Chomi, there's this thing that people say, like, it's very common in social media. They were talking about it. I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. They were talking about how when let's say we're in a relationship, right? And then I get pregnant and I come to you, I'm like, you know what, we're having a baby. And you say, I should abort the baby.
Okay, as a guy.
As a guy.
Okay.
And then as a guy, that's how you feel, or that's what you want. But that's not what I want. Ne? And I decide to keep the baby. So now, why do I come back to you and say, support the baby, when I have already made it clear for you to say, I don't want the baby. So
yeah, it's one of those arguments because it's a situation of, but again, it is my body. I decide what I do with it. If I don't want to abort, then I'm not going to abort. But again, he made a choice. Before this baby came, he did tell you that I don't want the child. So now, even the court will put him in a position whereby they will say, pay maintenance. So how is it? It comes to the another conversation. How is it fair to them as men to say we have a choice to not be ready and terminate, but they don't have a choice to say I'm not ready, so terminate.
So if you were in that situation, how would you respond?
Dude, I feel like it's a way complicated. I don't know. I think if I would decide to say I'm keeping the baby, I would have to accept that I'm doing this alone.
Okay.
Because it would be a matter of me saying I'm forcing this person to do this because already they have decided that they don't want to do this.
Okay.
So it's that situation that, you know,
sweetie, let me tell you, sweetie. Let me tell you. Me, if you would say that, cool. I wouldn't have a problem. Ne? But let's go to the court and get it on paper so that
you don't wake up one day
when this child wakes up one day and she is umihlali ndamasa, you don't come and say, hey,
that's my
daughter. No, baby, no.
No.
Me, I don't have a problem with you not wanting to be a part of my baby's life. Cool stuff. Let's go. Let's put it on paper that you ought not to, because when you gave away with your rights or whatnot, don't come back. I feel like for me, that's where I would draw the line. Because it's really so upsetting that, you know, somebody is gonna come at your baby's life when they see that your child is progressive. Exactly.
Yes.
When you've gone through the worst thing with this child, and then Umtu was not there, and then cheeky now. At the end, they always does that thing. At the end of the day, I'm the father. Yay! At the end of the day, I'm the mother.
I'm not end of the day. The day hasn't ended. At the end of the day, I don't have mix.
You get
and it's also go back to your child, because it's gonna come a point whereby even if you made that agreement with the father, when she grows up, she's going to want her father.
She is gonna
at that point, it's
okay. That's when it's gonna be tricky. Yeah.
But at that point, it's a decision. At a certain age, you can let her decide if she wants to have a relationship with her father. But that doesn't include.
But you told me even that is a very tricky situation. In that, let's say we have agreed on this, right? And then the child now wants to see the child. I will feel conflicted on that because number one, I feel like me being honest with my child and saying he didn't want you, it's gonna kind of play some, you know, yes, it's gonna hurt, and
she's gonna start feeling, or he's gonna start feeling unwanted.
Exactly.
It's going to create this situation whereby she's gonna have, or he's gonna have, insecurities.
And besides that, when he's going to see her father, she's gonna already have that thing, that thought in mind about my dad didn't want me or whatnot, you know. I don't have a problem with that. And again, now, say I don't become honest with her and tell her what has actually happened and allow her to see her daddy. But now what happens if when I am going to daddy is like, no, I don't want that. So now what do we do? Because like it's gonna go back to the first issue, you know. So now what happens?
This situation, I feel like it just needs growth and more maturity from both sides, from the father and the mother. You come to a conclusion. I mean, you brought this human to earth. It must not be that difficult for you to find common ground, not for your own sakes, but for the child's sake. I don't know, I feel like sometimes it is how maybe we are raised very differently. So some maybe where they come from, it is normalized that you have to chase after your baby daddy.
Okay, no, sweetie, mark me absent.
And
give
you
me
know,
a zero, ma'am.
Some of us do not do that.
Give me a zero.
We don't do that. I mean,
no,
honey,
give me a zero, ma'am.
If you want to show up, you show up. If you
absent.
don't want to show up, nobody's going to chase you.
Me, no, sweetie.
No.
I don't have time for that.
You know? Like
I could have been creating content, okay?
I
couldn't do, sweetie. I personally,
there's a
I
lot
would
going
never
on
do
in
that.
life and chase someone to like do their responsibility. Like there is just so much we're going through. Just being you, besides being a mother, we go through a lot already. Having to be a mother and then having to chase somebody's son to do right by your child, it's a lot. So the time thing is, it comes from both sides to say, at this present moment, do you want your child to be raised by an unhappy mother because of you? Like it's those
you know, like one thing they told me, like my gynae, was that like when you have issues with the other party or the other gender, it contributes negatively to the growth of the child. Yeah, but because your child senses everything, especially as a especially like when you're having like a kid, like you are newly
yeah, a new mom.
Yeah, you're a new mom. Yeah, when you are a new mom, it's like everything that, because remember this person was inside of you. They are tummy dependent on you. Everything else, like for this child to live, everything was just solely dependent on you as a mother. So it doesn't change when you give birth to that child, when the child is outside. That's why now you should be very cautious of the cycle that you put yourself in. And you'd find that in other, like most black households, not to be discriminative of any sort, but like,
that's the only household you know. So
you know, that's the only way I can explain it, and it could make sense. So if there's anyone who takes offense over this, I'm really sorry. That's not my intention. But anyway, they usually have this thing of when you are pregnant, you kind of like have to isolate yourself because they feel like it's for your own safety. You are taken away from people. Because another thing is, when you're pregnant, you are overly sensitive. You can get things very quick than somebody who's not. So I feel like as well, when the child, you should be like that. Try to isolate yourself from drama. Try to isolate yourself from all these negative energies for the health of your child, because your child's happiness is really dependent on you as a mother. I feel like it's really dependent on you as a mother the most than the dad. You get what I'm saying? So don't just like want to live this healthy life when the child is inside, but also try to practice it from the outside. Because as well, Chomi, when you are fighting with your baby daddy and you're still battling with the things that involve you and him, honestly, really, it's not even necessary at this point. Because like, just focus on your child. I know it hurts, but just focus on your child. Just mind your own business and focus on your child, and just let the past be. If you are not with that person anymore, let that person be. Let that person build their own life without you. You get what I'm saying?
Whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
Anyway. Like,
and another thing that I wanted to discuss with you is like, I don't know where did I see this thing from, né? There's yes, some other girls. So this girl, this guy actually wrote to some guy on Facebook. There's a guy who apparently you can send in your situations and then on the DM, no, on the inbox, and then he's gonna take it to the timeline. So this guy is confessing to this guy, Uguti, like, he has 2 baby mamas, ne? Different baby mamas, and then he has a girlfriend, ne? Which the girlfriend, he lives with the girlfriend, ne? So the other baby mama is dramatic, the other one is civilized, ne? Then he has kids from these 2 people, but I don't think he has a child with the girlfriend. Yes.
Yeah.
So the kids do visit them where they stay with the girlfriend. But now the dramatic one, apparently when the guy went to drop off the child with the girlfriend, yes, the girl took offense and the girl was swearing at the guy, saying that the guy is disrespectful and whatnot. Like, personally, for me, I feel like that is a very privileged girl. I feel like she's very ungrateful, number one, because I wouldn't have a problem with my baby daddy's girlfriend actually coming by to drop off the child. I mean, at the end of the day, this child was with her the whole weekend.
So this whole thing, it's not even about the baby, it's about you.
Exactly.
It's not about the baby, because the baby was
that's why we get it wrong,
exactly.
Toby. That's why we get it wrong, because you always put yourself first and not the child. Because like at this point, the child is what is getting you guys to even
that's the only reason why you were seeing each other. But now you're making this about you. Like,
apparently she was like, she's being disrespected, and this guy Akamboni basically, dude, I was like, and funny enough, friend, there were other people on the on that comment thingy that were like,
like that's what I'm saying. I don't know, it's the environment that we grew in, we grew up in, or it's the society. I don't know where we get this mentality of entitlement on our baby daddies. I don't know why is it that you feel like this person must live a certain way. This person, I mean, if your child goes to this guy's place and then this guy stays with this woman, who do you think makes food for your child when they like? Who does
for
that?
me, Namda, I would personally grab that opportunity with both my hands. Let me tell you how. Obviously, I would introduce myself to the girl as the mother and try to create a relationship between me and that girl. The reason for that, it's not for me to come in between him and the girlfriend. No, it's just to allow her, if there's something wrong with the baby,
so that
she can call me up. Okay, this is what's happening.
Because sometimes big deal.
Because sometimes things happen. Something could happen that could result in probably the child being in hospital and whatnot. And some other people will associate that with the mother being bad or the mother putting something on that child. But there's nothing that is being put. It's just that we as the mothers, we create that barrier for the other person not to be able to talk to us or just find out what's happening. Now the person is relying on second-hand information from the daddy, which the daddy does not stay with the child full time. You get what I'm saying?
And we're not saying that these things don't happen whereby the girlfriend would mistreat your child. We're not saying they don't happen, but again, we're saying also it happens that the girlfriend loves the father of your child and this person is going to take care of your child. Do we ever just look at things in a positive manner to say, this might just be good for my child's mental state? Because kids catch these things really quickly.
Thank you.
And we put them in so much awkward position for no reason. Like, just for our personal agendas. And it's really not cool.
Friend, there's another one that triggered me. I think this is the last one because this video is going very long now. Okay, cool. So, Ureji Solani. Do you know Ureji?
Yeah, I know.
You know him, yeah. So he posted something last year about how when, like, let's say we're in a relationship, and then my child comes and visits, you are the stepmom of my child, I'm the baby daddy. Then my child comes, and now you also have your own kids, and all our kids are in the same place, right? And then we go and do Christmas shopping for Christmas clothes, right? And then as a stepmother, you buy clothes for your kids, go at Earth Child, Kid Yo, all these expensive shops. Ne? So he said that when you as a stepmother are buying for your kids those Earth Child clothes, buy for the step baby as well. And women came out angry, and I was so disappointed.
I don't get it.
I was so disappointed
I
because
really don't get it, because
I was so disappointed.
At the end of the day, this child, whatever clothes he's going to get to wear, the money is going to come from your person, the same guy you're with. So
the father of that child.
I mean, these kids are here together. Why is it that you're supposed to make this child feel like belittled? For what?
You are making the child feel like you are the stepmother.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
you create the environment. You don't belong here. Already the child feels like they don't belong here. Like,
I was so disappointed in the response from the women, because I feel like outside of baby daddy and J Chomi, I feel like even in our families that's what happens.
Yes.
Like even with, because another thing I posted last year, I think, that my brother's kid, when I'm going to buy something for my child and there's my brother's child that is here, I mean,
you can't.
Standard procedure, guys, you have to buy for that child. The fact that there's another child in the house, you can't just pick people. It's like that thing, Yoba Chomi. When you get to someone's house and then you just eat in front of people, it doesn't make sense for you to eat in front of people. You offer. Exactly. So why can't we apply the same theory with the clothes situation? So I feel like we just we're so dramatic for absolutely no reason. So
I don't know if we seek attention from these men
we do.
that we're no longer with.
I feel like we haven't moved on.
Exactly.
And another thing, that another trap is that thing of you wanting to find closure. That is a trap.
What closure, baby?
Exactly.
What closure?
Like I was watching like Uzola with Ubaba Landrua's channel, and he said, how can you seek closure to the person that hurt you? I mean, the person doesn't want you, so what guarantees you but this person is gonna give you closure?
Like, I
was like, you know what? I'm done with life. You know, I'm good for now. This content is what I signed up for. So guys, please do not seek for closure. Do not have unnecessary drama. Try to talk with your baby daddy, please. And then if we make decent conversation, and if he doesn't listen or chooses to be dramatic or whatnot, go and consult with an elderly person to how can you handle this situation. Try to be a lady in this situation. Don't get yourself caught up in this whole web for no reason. Because now like we good.
I mean, like, have you met us? I mean,
we are being painted with the same brush.
But when they say baby mamas, we are in, and we don't even do that. Like we don't do that.
Like honestly, guys, let's just try to be very civil with our baby daddies and just life in general with your family as well. Try to be honest about how you feel and how they're doing things that you don't want, and try to speak up with things that you don't want to be done on your baby, because at the end of the day, that's your child. So this is where I'm gonna end of this video. Please comment down below and tell me your thoughts, what you think about this conversation. Do you agree with what we're talking about? To what extent? Let me know, and we're gonna discuss it down in the comment section. Otherwise, last remarks. in conclusion,
to summarize everything, let's just be civil. Let's just be ladies. Let's just handle ourselves proper. That's all. And do it for your child if you cannot do it for yourself.
Go!